friends, today I'm going to show you how you can make a mild curry paste. Now, this curry paste is really useful because if you're a busy lady like me, you can just bottle it up, put it in the fridge and then pull it out when you want to make your vegetable dish or even chicken for that matter if you are looking for a mild curry paste. First we are going to add oil to this pan. Okay, now add oil according to your taste. And when the oil is hot, I'm going to add spices. Now, this is cinnamon and this is fennel seed. You can see there are two types. The Indian type is longer and the Chilean type is a little smaller. And then these are cloves and these are cardamom. I'm first going to add a bit of cinnamon. I'm going to add 2 cloves, some fennel seeds, 4 or 5 cloves. Now, it's up to you how much you want to add. I usually, because it's mild, I've added very little spice here. And the next thing I'm going to add is some chopped onions. Okay, so while this is getting ready, I'm going to chop my onions. You can see this recipe doesn't require much time to make. About medium-sized 3 or 4 onions. Make sure your spices don't burn, because if it burns, it's going to change flavor and color. Alright, I've added my onions here. I'm going to allow my onions to cook. So here I'm adding a little bit of oil at the center. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few cloves of garlic, about 5 to 6 medium-sized cloves at the center, so they will slightly roast. I don't want them to be very heavily roasted. And I'm going to add a few pieces of ginger added to the center, because I don't want my garlic to be heavily roasted. So I'm just going to roast it at the center a little bit so you have a very light flavor. And now I'm going to add some roasted cashews. So the reason I'm going to add roasted cashews is because it gives a very nice thickness to the gravy. And so here are my roasted cashews. And because they're already roasted, they don't have to be roasted for a long time. This is purely optional. In India, people would add artificial colors. I don't like adding artificial colors. And this is a chili from Peru. And you can find this easily here in Chile. But if you don't, you can use artificial colors or simply no color. But this gives a really rich orange texture or color to the gravy. So I'm going to add just one because this is a mild curry. It's not very spicy. It just gives a nice flavor. So I'm going to add a green long one. And while this is getting ready, I'm going to chop my tomatoes. And you don't have to finely chop them, but basically just small chunks. I'm just going to add about 3 large tomatoes. Okay, now I'm adding my tomatoes to this mixture. I have fresh bay leaves here. So I usually pluck fresh bay leaves from my garden, which is an absolute treat. In India, I've never seen a bay leaf tree, and when I came to Chile, this was absolutely wonderful. Okay, now I'm going to add my bay leaves to this mixture, and I'm also going to add fresh turmeric. Now, the reason I add fresh turmeric is because it gives a beautiful color, and because I'm going to actually grind this mixture, I don't have to grate it. I just like grating. It's going to give a nice deep orange color to my gravy. That's about it. I usually don't add salt. So I'm going to cover this and I'm going to leave it for about 15 minutes for it to cook. Okay, this is our mild curry mix. Remember what I made. Now I have ground that, and basically I'm going to pour it out into my bottle.